Hello there, my name is Diana Kolesnik and now we will unveil the top news of recent days. Russia is forced to withdraw its troops from the Koronievsky district of the Kursk region. After the destruction of 3 bridges through which the Russian military received equipment, they will be forced to leave their positions, as they did in the Kherson region. The approximate area of the adjacent territory is almost 700 square kilometers. In general, there are 3 bridges across the same river in the Koronievsky district of the Kursk region. One of these bridges was blown up by missiles of the armed forces of Ukraine during the afternoon of August the 16th. The second was also under attack. This morning it became known about the third strike. Unfortunately, this could still be Russian disinformation, as there are currently no photo or video confirmation. Nevertheless, I'm sure that sooner or later the Ukrainian troops will force the Russians to withdraw.
Today we achieved good and much-needed results in destroying Russian equipment near Toretsk. And all this is more than just defense for Ukraine. It is now our primary task in defensive operations overall, to destroy as much Russian war potential as possible and conduct maximum counteroffensive actions. This includes creating a buffer zone on the aggressor's territory, our operation in the Kursk region.
The Ukrainian attack into the Kursk region continues to force Russia to redeploy forces from other parts of the front, and it is likely that the next stages of hostilities on the territory of Russia will require the Russian Federation to increase the number of personnel and material and technical means in the region. This is stated in the report of the American Institute for the Study of War. The Institute for the Study of War suggests that the redeployment of Russian troops allowed Russian forces to slow down Ukraine's initially rapid advance in the Kursk region and begin to contain the scale of the Ukrainian offensive. Russian forces are likely to launch a coordinated counteroffensive to recapture territories in Kursk Oblast captured by Ukrainian forces, although it is too early to assess when Russian forces will completely halt the advance of Ukrainian forces in Kursk Oblast and seize the initiative in combat to launch such an effort. This likely future Russian counteroffensive operation will require Russia to deploy even more personnel, equipment and material in Kursk Oblast. However, the exact amount of manpower and equipment that Russia will have to use in the Kursk region will depend on how resolutely the Ukrainian troops will defend the controlled positions on the territory of Russia. The Russians are conducting a so-called counter-terrorist operation in the Kursk region. It's funny, but its participants are paid less than those who take part in the so-called special military operation. In case of injury, a serviceman involved in the counter-terrorist operation will receive only 100,000 rubles, while a member of the special military operation can count on 3 million rubles. If a criminal in counter-terrorist operation gets killed, they pay him 600,000 rubles. When a criminal in special military operation gets killed, 4 million rubles. The participants of the CDO in the Kursk region will not receive the status of combat veterans, which provides for certain benefits and social guarantees. Putin's regime economizes on war and devalues human life, especially conscripts who were thrown to die for Suja. Imagine for Putin, protecting the territory of Russia is cheaper than crimes, genocide and an attempt to occupy the territory of Ukraine. For Putin, the Kursk region is less important than the pieces of Donetsk and Luhansk regions, and Suja is less important than the ruins of Vovchansk. The Russians have a lot to think about, especially when they are told about the protection of Russian speakers. Russia may be preparing a nuclear provocation. The scenario of accusing us of terrorism and the attack on the Kursk MPP did not work. Now they are lying about the dirty bomb and our possible provocation. This is evidence that Russia may be preparing a terrorist attack. According to the spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Georgy Tikhy, the Russians need to stop spreading dangerous lies because Kiev does not have the weapons that the Russians have declared. In addition, there are no plans to create them. Now we're seeing another surge in crazy Russian propaganda where the enemy is trying to accuse Ukraine of plans to use dirty bombs or attack nuclear power plants. At the same time, Ukraine has always been and remains a responsible member of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. The spokesman for the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry recalled that this is not the first time the Russian side has tried to blame Kiev for this. When Russia first spread this nonsense in 2022, we invited the IAEA mission, which completely refuted this lie. Nothing has changed since then, Jorge Tichy summed up. Let me remind you that last weekend the Russians staged another provocation at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. At night, a fire broke out on the territory of the plant. The Russians set fire to a large number of car tires and cooling towers. Lately, the representatives of the International Atomic Energy Agency inspected this place of fire and stated that there were no signs of burnt tires, but it is unknown what was the origin of the fire. It began on the height of 10 meters and Russian occupiers did not allow the international experts to get to the point of burning. Russian soldiers used the premises and buildings of the NPP as military warehouses for the placement of equipment, weapons, explosives and military ammunition. They placed military cars in the station halls. Cooling towers are also used as premises for storing and hiding military equipment and ammunition, due to which the risks of fire in the production premises of the NPP increase significantly. Degradation of NPP systems and elements worsens the overall security situation at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant every day. Large-scale fires can lead to the development of the event up to a radiation accident. On August the 23rd, the official visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Ukraine will take place. It was announced by the Office of the President of Ukraine. This is the first visit of the head of the Indian government to a country in the history of bilateral relations. During the visit, in particular, negotiations will take place with the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, during which they will discuss issues of bilateral and multilateral cooperation. Before that, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Modi during the G7 summit in Italy. The leaders also had a telephone conversation during which the head of state invited the Prime Minister to Kiev. A number of documents are also expected to be signed between Ukraine and India. Early during a meeting with the new ambassador of the Republic of India, Ravi Shankar, Volodymyr Zelensky invited India to join the communique of the first peace summit. The ambassador and president separately discussed issues of trade and economic cooperation and other promising areas of bilateral cooperation. At the end of July, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that Ukraine continues to adhere to the position that it is possible to involve Russia in the second peace summit. At the same time, a representative of the Ukrainian ministry noted that Ukraine strives for peace, but this peace must be fair. The question is also that Russia conducts negotiations virtuously. And here, according to the speaker, two factors are important: pressure on the battlefield and pressure in the international arena. In addition to his visit to Ukraine, Modi plans to visit Poland. This will be the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister to Warsaw in over 40 years. I would like to note that Poland is India's largest trade and investment partner in Central and Eastern Europe. This concludes today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay updated, comment, like and subscribe to our UATV English channel for more news from Ukraine. Your support really matters. Goodbye.